In today's video, it's all about flip-ins. What's cracking, everybody? What's good? Hope everyone's doing well. Today we got a pretty fun video to go over. We're gonna go over flip-ins, and I'm gonna talk about the process of learning to flip in, or if you're interested in flipping in, how I go about it and how I've seen other people go about it, the different kinds of ways to flip in. Today's video has been on my mind for a while. I mean, we did the flip out video weeks ago, and every time I go to film another video, I've just been thinking like, oh, should I do flip-ins today? Should I finally finish that series of videos? I probably should have done the flip-ins first. Kind of makes more sense, but I was already halfway through the video, and that's the way that happened. So we're here today though, and we're gonna go over everything about flipping into tricks. I enjoy flipping into tricks. I just enjoy kind of tech skating in general. Flip outs, flip ins, combos of both. I'm pretty familiar with this skating. I'm pretty much just gonna do all the tricks that I enjoy doing. And if I think about anything else while I'm out there, maybe I'll try that. But for the most part, these are my favorite flip-ins to do. But yeah, man, kickflipping in to me is all about foot placement and getting the board to flip faster. To kickflip into a ledge or up onto something or into a rail, you need to have the board flip fast and go to your feet. You need to be able to catch the trick. You need to be able to pop it pretty decently. You don't have to have crazy pop, but you need to be able to obviously kickflip pretty well, you know what I mean, or heel flip pretty well, whichever flip in you want to do. I've also noticed there's different ways to kickflip into tricks. The way I do it is different from the way that say Mario McCoy, Chris Weimer, back in the day it was John Alley. The way they kickflip into tricks, I've always seen, it's so crazy to me. They kickflip catch it, and then they're able to put it in whatever trick they're doing. It's completely different from the way I do it. I more or less kickflip into the trick I'm doing. I don't catch it and then place it. I kind of do mine. It's more of an all-one motion type of kickflip, I think anyway, compared to watching Mario kickflip into something or Chris Weimer kickflip into something. They just do it completely different. They have a much bigger kickflip. They catch it and then they kind of put it in lip slide or put it in crook, or I think it just depends on the kind of kickflip you have and the way you learn them, to be honest. But there's definitely different ways to do this trick. I'm just gonna go over the way I do it and the way I think about it. When you're first learning kickflip ins, just kickflipping up onto a curb or up onto the ledge first always helps. You know you can pop high enough, you know that it flips fast enough. So once you have those two things down, then you can kind of come from the side and start kickflipping into back 50s, front 50s. Kickflip back 50s are way easier, I think, for most people than kickflip frontside 50-50s, because the board kind of can roll onto it, kickflip towards the ledge. So I think kickflip back 50s probably the first kickflip in trick that people will learn. Besides, if you're skating a flat bar, maybe you would learn kickflip board slide first, but even that one's a little funky because you kind of feel like you're gonna, to me, I feel like I'm gonna sack it's a flat bar, you probably won't sack, but kickflipping to board slide is just scary for me. I mean, I've done them in the past, but they're not the most comfortable. You kind of have to open your legs to the trick, and that's always scary to me. I don't know. But kickflip back 50 is probably the perfect place to start if you're gonna kickflip into tricks. So if we could just take a quick second and admire this colorway right here. This XL Slim is fire. If you want to check them out, skateboarding.com. You get 20% off. Use my code SASTA20 at checkout. But I'm going to go get some warm-ups in. I'll meet you at the ledge, and we'll get into it. All right, so we got some warm-ups in. It's fun. Weed whacker guy, man. There's a weed whacker guy. I feel like anytime there's no wind here, there's something that causes some crazy noise and shit. Hopefully you guys can't hear this weed whacker guy. I don't know, whatever. He's just doing his job, I guess, so let him do his thing. Hopefully he stops soon. Like I said earlier, the first flip in I would recommend trying is kickflip backside 50-50. This one's pretty easy because you can ride up and just let it flip. You know, flip kind of straight onto the ledge. For the most part, the kickflip goes towards the ledge. As long as you got the pop and it can kind of roll up on top, it's just committing, getting both feet on. Anytime I do kickflip ins, I put less of my foot on the board, just a little bit of toe on the board to get the quicker flick. That's key with flip ins. You need to just have your flick be super fast and get the kickflip to rotate quickly, but accurately. So it's kind of tough, but once you get the hang of it, it all kind of makes sense, and then it's just placing it in what trick you want to place it in. The best way to go about learning kickflip back 50-50s is to just kickflip up and then put your front foot on the ledge and your back foot, let it try to flick and rotate to your back foot. So you just kickflip up onto it and kind of don't even plan on getting your front foot in, but get your back foot on and your front foot on top of the ledge, just going real slow and just get the feeling of the flick in before you commit. Also, once you get kickflip back 50s down, I don't like to kickflip back 50-50 anymore. Like, I'm more of a kickflip back 5-0 or a kickflip back nose grind guy. I find kickflipping perfectly straight, getting both trucks on, is actually more aiming than you have to do. As long as you have the balance and stuff like that, like I like to go to kickflip back 5-0 or kickflip back nose grind. You only have to aim for one truck. A lot of times when I do kickflip back 50s, maybe I'll even do it here in a second, I will miss one of the trucks getting on. Kind of do like one of these or one of these, you know? Nowadays, I just focus on kickflipping to front foot or kickflipping to back foot. I don't really do kickflip back 50s too often. I'll try and get one here for you guys. You see what I mean though? Like even there, I missed my one truck getting on. And I do that pretty often with kickflip back 50s, but I'll clean up the 50. Now we'll work on front side, and front side's a little trickier. Yeah, kickflip front 50s are way more tricky. I didn't learn these for like years after kickflip back 50s because they're just way harder in general. So I'm just gonna go over the way that I know how to do them. So kickflip front 50-50s, again, I usually go kickflip front nose grind or kickflip front side crook. I don't like to focus on the both truck aspect. Sometimes I do. I filmed kickflip front 50s on hubbas and rails in my day, but it's just not something I do every single day. But yeah, for this trick, I have to take a much bigger angle at the ledge. So I come in at a big angle and I wind my shoulders up and almost do more of like a frontside kickflip. I mean, if that makes sense, right? Damn, these dudes are loud as shit. God. But yeah, I'll show you and we'll try and get a kickflip in. Now that we got the 50-50s out of the way, I'm just gonna get into tricks that I like flicking into and kind of give you my thoughts on them as I go along. So first off, we're gonna start with kickflip backside nose grind. Obviously, you know this is one of my favorite tricks to do. I do it all the time. It was one of my like go-tos at contests and stuff like that on if there's a big hubba or some sort of long ledge or something. Like I would always kickflip backside nose grind. It's one of my favorite tricks to do. Here we're gonna do that. We're gonna try and grind one long just so I have a little bit of different types of tricks in here. I know the kickflip back grind was short, front grind was short. So we're gonna get a long kickflip back nose grind. I'm gonna try and do it on the inside of the ledge over here, over the manual pad. We'll try and get that now. One little tip too, actually, now that I just thought about this right now, but you naturally want to kickflip and kind of shoot the board down into the nose grind. Like you're gonna pop and then you want to flick down like that, you know? Don't want to do that too much. And what I mean by that is sometimes you see people try and flick down into it and it actually like makes them miss or the board dips. So that like you got to keep the front of the board high because you need to make it onto the ledge. So you want to kind of kickflip, not rock it, but kickflip like make sure you're over the ledge before you dip into the ledge. And I see a lot of people make that mistake where they constantly kickflip and they dive the nose down and they can't get into the nose grind. So you got to kind of remember to flick and then dive the nose down as you're above the ledge. Second try. I love when it works like that, man. All right, now we're gonna try and get a kickflip frontside nose grind. I do this one different. I don't grind this one as long as the kickflip back nose grind, at least not as often, but this one's more like the kickflip front 50. You just have to use that same technique where you don't wanna dive the nose down too quickly. You combine that with the front side turning that I talked about earlier with the frontside grind. So you combine that to the nose, kickflip frontside nose grind. All about getting comfortable with that kickflip, man. What was that? Kickflip front nose grinds though are way harder than backside in my opinion, and I think that goes for most people. We got that one, let's move on to the next one. So up next we got kickflip tail slides. I'm gonna do kickflip back tail and kickflip front tail. Kickflip backside, way easier usually, but as far as kickflip back tail goes and kickflip front tail, you can kind of apply the same thing as the kickflip back 50. You can apply to the kickflip back tail. All right, let's get a kickflip back tail. First one split out, second one stuck.
not my favorite kickflip back tail, but we'll take it and we'll get to the front side one. The biggest thing for me with this trick is popping far away from the ledge. I literally do like half of a front side flip, but in order for that to work for me, I have to pop far away from the ledge so that my tail, as it's coming around, doesn't smash into the ledge, which does happen sometimes still. But again, work your way up, tiptoe into it, try and just get a foot on the ledge at first, get the feeling down. This trick usually wants to stick on me too, because I come at such a big angle that when I kickflip, I jam into it. Sometimes I jam into it too hard and it just sticks. So we'll see. We'll try and get a kickflip front tail, all right? Got just the tip. There we go. Just about getting that turn down. You have to get the right amount of shoulders winding up, pop at the right time, the right amount of flick, but not like dipping the flick too much so then all your body weight's leaned over here. You gotta stay centered over the board. I don't know. That trick has always been hard for me to do. So that's a little awkward for me, but we figured it out quick.
All right, next up on the list is some heel flip ins. I'm not a big heel flip guy, so my heel flip ins are gonna be, or my heel flip in, I think I'm only gonna do one. My heel flip ins are gonna be done switch. So I'm gonna do, one of my favorite tricks to do is switch heel flip back 5-0. I'm sure you can apply the same messages I'm gonna give to a regular heel flip backside 5-0. To me, that's just awkward, and I don't remember the last time I've even done a heel flip backside 5-0. So if I've ever done, I know I've done heel flip nose grind and heel flip back tail. I don't think I've ever even done a heel flip backside 5-0 regular footed. I'm gonna do this one switch because it's more fun, and these are the tricks I like to do, and I like to do that one. So switch heel flip back 5-0 is up next.
And it is starting to rain, so I'm gonna try to get the switch heel back 5-0, and then I guess we're rained out, man. I don't know. Fuck. This sucks. All right, switch heel 5-0. First try. That's the way we like it. It's definitely raining right now, which is unfortunate because I had a few more tricks in mind for this video. I don't know, man. This sucks.
I'm kind of packing up my stuff. It's like snowing almost, or icing kind of, as ice, to be honest. Have you seen on my jacket, maybe? Kind of crazy. Well, this sucks, man. Unfortunately, we are gonna be waiting in the car for a second. We are getting rained out. It's really coming down, so I don't think it's gonna dry up anytime soon, and I only have about 40 minutes left of this session anyway, but I was hoping to be able to get a few more tricks for you guys, man. Nollie flip-ins too, that's kind of the only thing I was missing, man. If I could have got a few, like a nollie flip crook and maybe a fakie flip crook, God, that would have been ideal. But I think most of the messages I wanted to get out in this video and the tips and stuff like that, I think I covered. So for the most part, we got the video. I mean, it's just a few less tricks than I would have liked. The biggest thing about flipping in is just having a quick flick. The board flicking fast, and have the pop for whatever you're trying to flip onto. If you have those two things and you combine those two things, you should have no problem kickflipping in. Then it's just figuring out body weight and certain angles to take to make the tricks work easier. Let me know in the comments who your favorite kickflip in skater is, like Weimer, Ali, McCoy. There's a bunch of good kickflip ins out there, man. A bunch of good kickflippers. There are a few of my favorites, honestly, those three right there. Braden Hoban too, man. He's got an amazing kickflip in. Sucks, man. I wish the rain didn't cut us short. I hope this video helps you guys learn your kickflip ins. If you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace, yo.